been this for a long time. Describe everything that happened all the way up to the end.
The whole game.
Give us a snapshot of what you saw.
Yeah, I hate that stupid word, physicality, but they were more aggressive to start the game. I thought they picked their pressure up defensively, kind of sped us up, and then, just talk about it, in the timeouts at halftime, just being poised, getting to our spots, spacing, and not letting them speed us up. And at halftime, we had 10 random possessions, and we scored .20 on those possessions. Then when we got in stuff, we really did what we were supposed to do. And so, just not fighting the pressure. I thought he was aggressive, like they were supposed to be, being down 2-1, and we didn't really meet that intensity until the fourth quarter. And so that's just a lesson for us. Like just stay the course, do what we're supposed to do, continue to execute like we've been talking about. Don't get bored with the process. If they're gonna blitz us, or they're gonna do those things, you've done your job. Just get out the basketball, make the right play. And I thought their aggressiveness kind of took us out of what we've been doing. So 2-2, they're a good team, great team. Won a championship a couple years ago. So they're not gonna give in. Like we got to beat them, and that's okay. So go to Denver on Tuesday and be ready with not really a new game plan, but a new mindset of what we need to do. And I thought, DA did a good job tonight. I thought he did a good job of mixing stuff up, and they hit us with some different things. And like I said, we'll be ready for next game. But our mentality is like, listen, we understand how we got to play. We know the blueprint, so now we just got to do it.
The last shot, the dunk.
Things we've been talking about for 5 years, offensive rebounds. And you get beat on the offensive rebound. But, Jokic shot an air ball, wasn't really expecting that. Brown cut to the middle of the floor, and, James and Norm was kind of in between trying to, check with him, and Gordon made a hell of a play, so, it is what it is.
It seemed like Nikola really just made an effort to get in that restricted area to score buckets in you guys. Like, what was it about his effort tonight that,
The same effort we told you before the game and after last game. He's going to be aggressive, and he's going to look to score the basketball. When his team is down and, they're fighting for their lives, like he's got to be the one that controls the game and do what he does. And like I said, 36 and 21, 8 assists. He was aggressive, and so that's what, great players do. And we expected that, and so just got to be ready for, ready for game 5. They played a good game. And in the fourth quarter, we saw some things that we can do differently. But for the most part, like I said, we got to come out and meet their aggression to start the game, game 5.
3 of the 4 games have been decided by basically one possession at the buzzer. Like, how much does that maybe, obviously possession is important, but stress the importance of every single possession just matters?
Yeah, we stress it a lot, and taking care of the basketball. We only had 10 turnovers, and we just didn't get the shots that we've been getting, throughout the course of the series. And we took some shots that we don't normally take as well, some questionable shots. But you got to be better. Just, stay with it. They're going to give you the answers to the test. And if you play the right way and do what we're supposed to do, we're going to get great shots.
Ty, what allowed you guys to get back in the game in the fourth quarter?
Picked up our intensity, being more aggressive, showing some different looks, played a little zone, put Zoo on Gordon a little bit, just mixing it up a little bit, and kind of got him, off guard a little bit, kind of surprised him, and was able to take advantage of it. Was able to get stops, play faster, play in transition, and then was able to execute offensively. We've been doing, the last 3 games. So the fourth quarter is when we really executed and did what we were supposed to do.
Ty, to come back from 22 points down, take the lead, but lose it like that, does that change kind of the mental, emotional thought on these couple of days off?
No, it's part of the game. It's the playoffs, and so every game is different. Every opportunity is different, and so like I said, it's 2-2 going back to Denver. We feel good that we can beat this team, and so it is what it is.
Ty, that 16 seconds left, you had the ball and shot clock was dead. What went into the process of going quicker and making sure you scored versus making sure that there was not going to be another possession for Denver at the end of regulation?
Because we were down. And so you want to take a shot on a goal. If you don't, you could foul and get another possession. So we wanted to go quick, score the basketball, which we did, and then we had to get a stop, which we did, but give up offensive rebound. So yeah, getting extra possessions is what it's all about when you're down. And so attacking early, if we don't score, we can foul, and then, you know, try to get another possession if they miss a free throw. And we executed really well, you know, except for boxing out at the end, and he got a dunk at the end of the game.
Coach, early on, it looked like they wanted to try to put a lot of pressure there on James. What did you guys do, you know, kind of in the fourth quarter, kind of easing things up for him, you know, for you guys to make the comeback?
Well, I thought we talked about it throughout the course of the game, and even in the second half, just letting someone else come up, initiate, and we could still get in our same sets without trying to wear James down. And you know, when he's on the floor, like, we're a different team, and so we can't allow the pressure to speed us up. We can't allow the pressure to take us out of what we're doing, and we can't allow the pressure to wear James out. So just, you know, some things that we got to do different, like you said, and just so we can save him, you know, for the game where he's not getting worn down.
Coach, you talked about giving this team a different look in the fourth quarter. You guys played a lot of zone in that fourth, and you took them out on a lot of stuff that they were successful in the first three quarters. What was it about that zone, especially having Kawhi at the top and his physicality and his anticipation? It just took him out. What was it? Why were you guys so successful with that zone?
Probably because they haven't seen it. You know, I think they'll be more prepared for it next game. But just, you know, give them a different look. You know, they had a good rhythm going offensively. They were attacking us in different ways. So just to try to change the momentum of the game, you know, through the zone out there, and it worked. But we didn't come up with the win. But, you know, we'll be better in Game 5.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.